And that's why I wrote a law signed by President Trump forcing drug companies to show their actual prices.
Democrat Michigan Senate candidate hyping up her ties to Donald Trump in that campaign ad as a new op-ed warns her own progressive baggage could cost her the seat in this crucial swing state.
Her opponent, Michigan GOP Senate candidate Mike Rogers, joins us now. Great to see you this morning.
Good to see you.
So I'm spitballing here, but I'm thinking you have not issued an ad tying yourself to Kamala Harris in Michigan. I'm just guessing that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, pretty good guess. You know, and what's the interesting thing is we're seeing this in other Senate races. Wisconsin, they're coming out showing Trump's face in a Democrat ad. Same with Casey in Pennsylvania. I think this tells you their candidate, Kamala Harris, is imploding. People are starting to understand that she just really doesn't know what in the heck she's doing, and that progressive agenda is going to kill states like Michigan, banning gas cars and gas stoves and allowing biological males to compete against our daughters. All of those things they've been promoting and voting on until election season. Now they have, I call it campaign conversion, where they think, well, we've got to go a different direction, and they're the ones to get it done. So our race is right where we need them to be. If they're starting to talk about Donald Trump, I think we're going to win.
Yeah, well, the latest polling in Michigan, by the way, your opponent, Slotkin, at 49%, you have 46%. Talk to me about why this is even so close. I mean, when you talk about what this would do to the auto industry, I've been seeing that even the Muslim community not happy with Kamala because she doesn't seem to know what she's going to do there. It's sort of like she's talking out of both sides of her mouth. So what's happening and why is it this close?
Well, and our internals even have it closer, candidly. Two things. One, we have, I think, an unprecedented ground game in the state, probably the best in the country. Just last weekend, we hit 40,000 doors across the state of Michigan. Huge impact. That's what's keeping us in the race, talking about real issues. The EV mandate is going to kill the auto company. Just think about the EV mandates that have already happened. And remember, there's a 5-year planning cycle for these automobiles. Stellantis just announced 2,400 layoffs. General Motors, 1,000 layoffs. Ford said they had to charge off, which means they lost $5 billion in their EV division. People don't want to buy the car that Kamala Harris and my opponent, Elissa Slotkin, are trying to make you have to buy. And so that is having a tremendous negative impact here. We've lost 29,000 manufacturing jobs just in the last 4 years here in the state of Michigan. It's been brutal. And so I know they come back at election time and say, no, we're the moderate. And oh, by the way, I talked to Donald Trump on an occasion. This is about as serious an economic problem for our people here in Michigan who are having a hard time buying groceries than I've ever seen. And so people get it. The auto worker coalition for the Democrats falling apart, the Arab Muslim coalition for the Democrats falling apart, and black males are coming over to the Republican Party in numbers we just haven't ever seen before.
Congressman, I want to ask you this really quickly because you're former chair of the House Intel Committee, and I think this is an important story we're going to be paying attention to. There are reports that need to be confirmed, but that there has been a leak of intelligence on Israel's plans to hit Iran in retaliation to the October attack on Israel. Now, this isn't totally removed from the campaign or the current sitting administration, perhaps. We'll have to see. But this seems like a serious potential leak.
Listen, and I hate to say this, I've seen this movie before, and it's the same people who are in the national security positions today for Biden that were there during Obama. There was also a massive leak back then on Israeli plans to take out the nuclear sites in Iran. And the reason they do that, they have this odd love affair with Iran in this administration. And I think it has engulfed the Middle East in fighting, number one. And number two, they continually try to degrade our military capability of one of our best allies in the region, which is Israel. I hope they investigate it fully. But again, this is now, to me, once can happen, this is now a pattern of activity to undermine Israel's ability to defend itself. And I think that's about as serious an event as you can get when it comes to somebody who's now fighting a two-front war, which is Israel.
That's a perfect description. It is a weird love affair with Iran. It makes no sense.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Congressman, this morning. Best of luck.
Thank you all. Thanks. Great to see you.
Got it.